Well folks, I'm going to get going on this garden project. I've got a fence planned for the perimeter, but figured I'd get some of these root vegetables in the ground before I put that fence up. Plus, just finished digging all those fence post holes, so figure I'd get these root vegetables in the ground. They're in the ground deeper than the chickens dig, and then I'll get the fence up before everything starts coming up. That fence will keep chickens and other varmints out of there. But got a couple rows of onions in already. I'm gonna proceed with that, and I'll catch you in a few. Well, folks, here's how I plant the onions. I'm just digging a little trench along this. I got this line up here. It's a nice size stone, but I got this line here to make sure my row is somewhat straight, although the wind's moving it around a bit. So I got that trench. I grab a handful of these onion sets. Not starting from a seed, so these are already started from the seed, so if I were to put seeds in the ground here, it would take, I don't know if I'd have enough time this summer for them all to grow, so these kind of jump start the onion plant. But I might be putting these a little too close together, probably 4 to 6 inches apart. And then once I fill that trench, I just kind of backfill it, cover all that up, and got onions planted. It's pretty much rocket science, but I think pretty much anybody can handle that. Put them in, let God do the rest. Alright folks, I'll see you in a few. Okay folks, I've got those onions planted, and I'm gonna try to get some potato seed in before it gets dark. I've got the makings of some potato seed here, and oh, they look like just regular potatoes from your grocery store. Well, that's right. You see that? It's called the eye, and that's what starts the plant. So what I'm going to do here is probably cut these in half, and then I get two potato seeds out of one potato. You can just go buy potatoes from your grocery store and plant them, but it takes a little while before they'll come up because they spray them with something. These ones I bought from an organic grocery store, so they haven't been sprayed with anything, and they'll start growing as soon as I put them in the ground. I have planted others from non-organic sources, and usually takes about 3 weeks before they start coming up, and probably 2 weeks later than the organics. So that's as simple as it gets. So just go pick up some organic potatoes, and you cut them in half and put them in the ground. You got 2 plants. And take your old trusty pocket knife that your dad always told you to keep in your pocket. Really hard. This is almost rocket science, so I don't know. Cut it in half, and then you're all set to put it in the ground. And then I'll show you how that's done too, get them in the ground in a bit. See you in a few, folks. Well folks, here it is. Just put some buckwheat in that old, not the old, but the garden area I'm giving a rest. In order to do that, I had to put these chickens in solitary confinement. They weren't real happy about that, but it's only for a short time. And next I'll plant some more of the garden. I've got potatoes, onions, and green peas, sweet peas in. And then I'm going to get everything else in. The next project is to put a fence around the garden so I can let those chickens roam free. Yeah, I got the vineyard in, put 100 100 vines in. Had to get them all in within 24 hours, so I just knocked them out in a day. Dug 118-inch holes with the old post hole digger, that power auger. But got those in, so now we just wait and let them grow. Alright folks, that's about all that's going on in the old Farmitecture homestead. The old Ford's been running really well. Just use that disc again to disc in that buckwheat. Greenhouse is working. Some tomatoes and kale and cabbage started in there. It's a mess in there though, but it's working really nice. And Freddie the rooster is not happy with me right now. We're locking him and his girls up for a little while. Yeah, I'll keep moving this chicken tractor, give him some fresh grass to go through. It'll all work out till I get that fence around the garden, and then I'll set them free again. Okay folks, I'll catch up with you next time. Hey folks, just thought I'd show you what is called a broadcaster. It's what I just spread that buckwheat seed out in the old garden with. And real simple piece of machinery. It's got this zip. You put the seed in there, and there's still some buckwheat in there. And then hang this over put this over your neck. And then it's got a little lever here. Opens up allows the seed to flow through. And then you just crank this thing and it spreads it. It broadcasts that seed out. It's called a broadcaster. So anyhow, if you ever gotta spread any seed out, I know they make them now for the back of tractors. They hook up to a 3-point hitch. This is old school, hand powered. Worked pretty well though. Pretty quick work of spreading those buckwheat seeds. Alright folks, catch you next time. Well folks, it's a rainy day here at the old homestead, Farmitecture land. Chickens are bummed out because I got them in solitary confinement until the garden. I get the fence around that garden, but that's going in. So we got the tomatoes in the greenhouse. And then I don't know if you folks have ever experienced this or heard about this when someone drops a stray cat or a dog off at a Good Homes house, but I just was wondering what happens when they drop off a Cub Cadet at your house. I'm not even joking folks, somebody dropped that off at the street. It's a 149, just like the one I've got there with the tiller on it. Right over there. I guess they figured it needed a good home, so missing a carburetor and a muffler, and then the seat brackets, but other than that, I think I can get that thing up and running. Actually, I picked that up for a song from this widowed lady. Husband died in his sleep, but so I was really helping her out there and get that up and running so I can have a mower, and then the goal is to have one in the mower full time and then one with a tiller on it full time. Alright folks, I'm gonna get out of the rain. These chickens are loving it though. It's cooled off a bit. It was 80 degrees today, and actually just made a batch of mozzarella cheese and gave them the whey, and they're loving that leftover whey over there. Alright folks, I'll catch up with you next time.